Welcome in to the Corona Cero post-show of what was a fun day number 2 of action down here at the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro presented by Bonsoy. How good is New Zealand? Check out that drone shot. Every single afternoon we have had the most beautiful sunsets in the mornings, the most incredible sunrises, and I can see my fellow commentators just mind surfing these fun little A-frames down through the inside of Manu Bay here. It really did provide. We had a couple of tricky moments throughout the day, but we still got a lot of heats done today. My name is Jessie Starling, joined in the booth by Richie Lovett and Vaughan Blakey. Vaughano, I'm going to start with you because those last 2 heats looked really fun.
That was amazing, yeah. The wind finally backed off, the tide turned, and we started to see a little pulse, and we saw a couple of world champs go completely mad. Olympic gold medalists as well. Really sort of make a bit of a statement there. That was some beautiful surfing at the end of the day.
Richie Lovett, when we think to the men's, we actually had a couple of upsets and a couple of really good battles go down today too.
Yeah, we sure did. We saw sort of Jack Robinson return to form in a cracker heat. There were definitely some highlights. It was great to see Cole Houshman kind of get out of his first heat of the year. So he starts to get his 26 campaign underway. But you said it was a grindy day, a little tricky with the swirls. But, you know, at the end of the day, 2 surfers go into the water for that 35 minutes. And it's the same conditions for them. So, you know, we got to get a winner and we've got to get a loser, unfortunately. So it's been a great day of competition. One day we'll get to have a surf. I don't know. Yeah. When will that be?
Richie Lovett's itching to get back in the salt water. Maybe in a couple of days' time we'll see. But someone who got the best of the conditions this afternoon was Caroline Mark. She had a heat win and she's on the glass with True.
Thank you, JJ. It was an afternoon glass off for you and Tia out there. It was a tricky heat, though. I mean, you just nailed it from the get-go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a funny day because, you know, surfing really early this morning and then watching it all day, and the conditions have changed so much since my morning free surf to like when I first got down here to watch to when we surfed. So I noticed yesterday, or sorry, the first day they ran, it got really glassy last couple of heats. So I was kind of hoping that would happen for us. And yeah, it was like a beautiful sunset. I was just taking it all in. It was really nice out there. And we actually got a few opportunities because the heat before ours was really slow. So I was a little worried, but I was stoked we got some opportunities to open up. And yeah, it was fun.
How do you navigate that, the consistently changing conditions? You know, each heat felt different, and going into yours, it's almost like an unknown, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think as a surfer, it's like always a bit of an unknown, and you just gotta like really trust in your preparation. And I feel like I've had such great preparation this whole year and this whole event, and I've kind of had a funky start to the year for me, but it's in a way it's cool because I'm put in a position that I'm not really used to, so I'm like, okay, let's see how I can, like, you know, handle. And yeah, thankfully I was able to get a few waves there, and I'm feeling good, so hopefully the next heat I can get some more waves.
Tia was ripping in that first heat as well. Her backhand attack was on fire. Did you identify that she was a lethal opponent in that one?
For sure. I mean, everyone's so good on the tour, and you know, someone for Tia, like, it's funny, I remember being in her like exact same position, like youngest on tour, and you don't have much pressure on yourself. You know, everyone else kind of has to beat you, but I know when it's yourself, you want to do really good. So, yeah, look, like I said, the level's so high. So I feel like if you're just on those best waves, it's really important. And I was just doing my thing, not really worried about her. And, yeah, it went in my favor, so it was cool.
Quarterfinals time with Carissa Moore. That's going to be a really exciting matchup and battle between the two of you as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've had some of my most memorable moments in my career with Carissa, so it'll be really cool. And it's also so cool to see her on tour with her baby, and it's really inspiring. You know, it's really cool. So I'm super stoked to have another heat with her.
Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. Enjoy the sunset. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Truzy. Thanks, Caroline. Those two just soaking up the beautiful colours and waves that are rolling through right now. I've heard that it's a Sunday afternoon ritual almost down here at Raglan, where it just starts to get really fun Sunday afternoon. Apparently it's like clockwork down here. Anyways, I could ramble about that, but I won't. Don't worry about it. We're going to get into some surfing. Some of the best we saw today was between Jack Robbo and Kauli Vaast. This was a rematch of the gold title matchup here, Rich.
Yeah, this was the Olympic gold medal matchup between the two lads here, the Aussie boy, Jack Robinson, and really hasn't really fired out of the gates in 2026, but something seemed to click over here in this heat and really brought the best out of both of them. You know, this was that period where we had that tricky cross-shore wind. Both of our surfers got plenty of opportunities to open up. And Kauli Vaast actually had the highest single wave score of this heat. He had that 9-point ride, which is this wave that we're watching now. Just a great variety of turns all the way down the line. Kind of looking like J-Bay in the mirror in this one. And but unfortunately, the consistency of Jack Robinson getting a couple of great rides on the backhand. What I loved about Jack's approach was just how much flair and variety he showed on the backhand. A couple of these snaps here where he really gets the tail loose. So keeping the judges engaged throughout the whole ride.
Mark it down. This could be the moment that gets his world title back on track. You know, that was an amazing fight. It was so on. Two guys at the top of their game, tearing into each other. And it was so close, but Jack gets it done. And yeah, an amazing heat. Best heat, one of the best heats of the year.
Yeah, so many oohs and ahs today. A couple of moments where ooh, and then oh no. And then those guys really felt it in that one. Jack actually was on the beach when Kauli's 9 dropped, and then he knew that next wave really needed to get him back into the lead, and it did. It was cool to talk to him and just see how much confidence he has going into this event. He's put so much time into equipment. And Rich, you'd know that. It's so important to do that, especially when you're coming to a new place.
Equipment's everything. If you don't have boards under your feet that feel special and that feel just totally on, then that's already eroding your confidence on the wave. You don't want to be actually thinking about your surfboard at all. You just want to be thinking about what's happening on the wave and your performance. So, you know, Jack's equipment looks amazing. Both those boys under the JS camp, and yeah, something special going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Miggy looked great on his boards today too. I love it. I love it. Let's look to the women's side of the drill. Carissa Moore is back in full form. Similar to what we saw with Steph over on the Goldie, Carissa's finding some sort of magic here, Bono.
This was a masterclass from Carissa Moore, and both women, Lakey Peterson as well, they sat out there for 20 minutes of this heat, not catching a wave, and then Carissa just found a perfect synchronicity with this lineup. She caught a wave every 90 seconds. I think she finished with 6 or 7 waves, and you know, top score. This thing went all the way to Richie's ride in the boat ramp. And she ripped. She just was in such a flow state. It was so amazing how unrushed, how unpanicked, and how classy her performance was. I mean, that was one of the moments of the day, and the crowd really appreciated it.
Yeah, for sure. It's when we had that glass off as well, conditions. You can just see when it becomes that smooth canvas, how surfers just can engage that rail a little bit better. The turns are crisper. The positioning's just a little better as well. But that was a tough one. A little bit of hustle at the start of that heat as well. Lakey will be bummed with that, but 2 of our veterans going at it. And great to see Carissa getting through because she has been surfing so well through this year. The results just haven't quite come. I think I've actually pegged her as my power surfer, maybe.
Oh, good choice. Great choice. Those 2 before going into that matchup were 10 for 10 in head-to-head, and now it's 11 to 10 to Carissa. Let's take a look at those quarterfinal brackets, though. We have them set up. Vorno, I want to know your pick for the quarterfinals that we have here.
Oh, this is an amazing bunch of names, isn't it? I think I have to look at that last quarter. Carissa Moore and Caroline Marks, they have a lot of history. It was Caroline Marks who broke Carissa's heart in the WSL finals at Trestles a few years ago. Won her first world title over Carissa, but that's a massive heat. I mean, those 2 will really be going at it. They're both in incredible form.
I just love how much change we're getting this season. No 2 events have been the same. The rankings have chopped and changed. We had Lulu on top of the rankings. She's now slipped down. Gabby Bryan's up there, but there's chance for 3 women to really maybe take home that yellow jersey going into El Salvador. So it's all exciting. And there's so much competition as well. We're talking about equipment. We've got competition in the equipment as well. So the Shaper rankings are getting really tight. The Surfboard Empire Shaper rankings presented by Vaast. DHD was holding down a pretty substantial lead, but you can't help to think that JS might creep up there this event.
Yeah, they're on the move, no doubt about it. And at number 2, Lost program, spearheaded by Matt Biolis there, and he's really dominated this whole series for the past couple of years. So he'll be looking to do the clean sweep. Channel Islands, look out for them. They've got some great surfers on the tour as well. But this is going to be great. It's really put a spotlight on the shapers and the board brands, which I love. You know, I'm such an equipment geek. I feed into that a lot.
We know. No, I'm kidding. But it's fun to see those guys get so competitive with it too. I know Darren's competitive, like more than anyone. And then JS as well. And it's cool to see them all chat and want to get that top spot too. They're just as invested. But these guys, they need to make equipment for the forecast that we have coming up. It's looking a little bit small. So we're going to take a look to the surfline forecast. Vorno, we know it's not going to be the most perfect waves, but we've got epoxies these days.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wonder who's going to take advantage of the equipment situation, Rich. I mean, talk us through what we're going to be looking at this week.
Filipe Toledo has taken advantage of that situation with that little fish that he took out. But, you know, we had some of the locals in the booth today, and we've heard from Billy Stammen. We want this southwesterly sort of groundswell to come up between New Zealand and Australia, and that's what we've had the last couple of days. And it's on the trend down, unfortunately. So tomorrow, it's going to be, again, a little bit tricky, but I think we'll get some heats done in the morning before the tide really fills in, and then we might have to sort of duck and weave. And as you can see, you know, Monday through Thursday, we're looking at that sort of waist to head high conditions, but like we saw this afternoon, what Raglan really loves, Manu Bay really loves, is when the tide switches and pulls back in, and that's when it draws the swell in. So, yeah, I think the order of the next couple of days is that we're going to duck and weave, but we'll be here in the morning.
Yeah,
we'll check it out.
We can really pick and choose. We've only got 22 heats left. We've actually done a lot of work over the last couple of days, so it's given us a lot of freedom to be able to figure out where we want to pick and choose. And we need to do that for good reason, because we've got a couple of big heats to watch. One of them is, of course, the brother matchup. Vorno, this is fun between these two.
Well, these guys are really enjoying the opportunity to surf against each other. They've had a few matchups already. Crosby, I think, got the better of Griff in their last encounter. So, yeah, this is going to be a big one. Griffin Colapinto is clearly looking at world titles situations, and this is a bit of a nightmare to have to keep on coming up against your brother because he has to get these wins if he wants to be in the picture. And Cros, you know, he would love to sort of win his first event. He'd love to be moving up the rankings, but don't be surprised if he's looking at the world title run as well, because, you know, there's so many waves coming up where he's going to get to showcase his best weapons. Both are going to be on the back end. They're going to be dealing with the same conditions here, and you know, it's the job at hand is like getting one over the bro. Yep. It's funny. Like the rest of the comp will dissolve. These two will just be going at each other like a couple of terriers.
Yeah, literally. I've never been more competitive than I was in heats with my sister. It was like talons out, let's go, like let's have a showdown. And other than that, it didn't really bother me after that. But it's pretty cool to see these guys. They respect each other so much. And we're actually going to take a look at a feature where it'll allow us to get to know these two incredible humans just a little bit better.
Since Crosby and I were 10 years old, that was our dream, you know, to make the tour together.
Now we're here. So special that you get to like do contests and travel the world with your brother. It's a dream come true.
We're so invested in each other's heats.
I'm stressing, man.
Everywhere we go, we just feel that bond.
Let's go!
You know, we're always gonna be rooting for each other. Feels like a little team for sure.
I think for him, like watching me lose is like just as hard as him losing, and we're both so like attached to each other that it's like we feel so much of each other's emotions. His work ethic and his belief has been something that I really admire, and I try to do that myself too. Good job, man. I get you fired up. Yeah.
Doing this with Crosby is super beneficial for both of us because we just push each other so much.
Still traveling, Colapinto into daylight.
We're just wanting the best for each other, and also like we're always kind of checking each other. It's epic being able to have him on tour and have each other just to like be just one strong team.
Obviously, Cros looks up to Griff and idolises him and wants to be him, but deep down they love battling each other.
The first head-to-head heat at the championship tour level for Griffin and Crosby Colapinto. Straight into it.
Yeah, big brother just turning the screw here.
It's Griff who makes the first move.
And a big turn here.
Big brother's starting to throw some serious punches. Crosby now loads up. Couldn't really get the pop. Griffin Colapinto moves on through. Crosby Colapinto out of the contest. And you just know you'll see these two meet again at some stage in a championship tour event.
It was just funny because I was like, had to shake his hand after. I was like, good job.
It's pretty rad that Crosby and I ended up matching up.
I hope we can get some more because that one kind of left a weird taste in my mouth.
Mate, we just heard the hooter blow, and that means there's going to be a big bro matchup.
for us to go up against each other and like bring out the best surfing, that's kind of what we want. And hopefully we have sick waves and we just go head to head. So it's gonna be a classic battle. Tune in for it.
He used to come sleep with me when he was scared, so put the guy to bed, tuck him in. Yeah, I'm excited.
We have an all-brother matchup, Griffin versus Cross. This is a much-anticipated battle.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's pretty ripping.
Just even that wave was like pretty.
She's so stoked to get past.
When you get priority, ultimate priority with your brother, it's just pick a good wave you want to rip on and let it all hang out. Huh?
Sometimes the sibling rivalries are the best. It's like if there's anyone you want to beat more than anyone else on tour, it's probably going to be your brother.
I heard Crosby's been winning in the ping pong though, so maybe he's got a little mental edge right now. I don't know, we'll see.
Being a big brother myself, I know that the younger brother always has a point to prove, and the older brother always wants to put that little bro in his place.
Should we like walk down together? Leave him?
They have a beautiful outlook on life. It's about friendship and experiences. But when it comes down to it, they're competitors. And nothing brings out their best better than each other.
As we see an aggressive start from the Cross.
The little bro throw some spice on that third turn.
And now rolling in with control is his brother Griff to answer. Just completely taking over the energy in our lineup now.
A strong start from Griff.
The Colapinto's bringing the energy.
Griffin has the lead over his younger brother at the moment. 5.5 minutes to go.
These guys would be keeping tally as well, and Cross, he definitely wants to get one back.
Here he goes, chasing a 6.94. Dealing with a bit of a bump on the face, but building for the big finish here, and he attacks it with everything he's got. Pumps the fist.
Wow.
And it's enough to get little bro into the lead.
Crosby takes the win in the Battle of the Cola Bros.
That was a weird one. Well done, bro.
Thank you.
That was a pretty mental battle.
Thanks. Yeah. It's such a weird feeling.
I know, I thought I'd enjoy it way more. I kind of was like there to enjoy it all, and then all of a sudden all I could feel was the person who was not getting through.
Yeah. And I was like,
stoked you guys were ripping.
Psyched to get the score, but then I was like, bummed.
Love you, boys.
All the time.
Wow. What a cool feature on those two brothers. It actually gets me really excited for that next heat. I got to know, guys, whose shoes would you rather be in? Richie, I'll start with you. Would you rather be Crosby, you've just beat your brother, you're coming off a roll, or would you rather be Griff, who's like, I'm going to get one back?
Oh, it's a big question. Just looking at the conditions that they've both competed in together, Bell's was sort of quite small and tricky. And Griff took the nod there, and then the bigger, more open-face stuff that we had at WA, and then Cros took the win there. I just think with the forecast that we're going to have, I'm going to go with Big Brother. I mean, honestly,
good choice, Rick.
It's flip a coin, and I know you probably wanted to take the Big Brother.
No, I'll take the Big Brother anyway, mate. I always take the Big Brother.
But I just Griff's form out here has just been on.
Yeah.
Like even in the smaller conditions, he just looks like he's really flaring. Got just a touch more salt and pepper on it.
He looks pretty good. I know who you're going to go for.
Yeah, I'm going for Griff because I'm a big brother myself, and that's what I go for. But one thing that is cool, and that was an epic package, what a sick job the team did there, is that so many people came down to watch that heat. Like, you know, it was the biggest sort of like crowd we'd seen since the Gallagher brothers reunited, and everyone came back to see what they got up to. But yeah, you know, the Gallagher brothers being from Oasis. I don't know if that go over your head. You know who Oasis is?
No, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Jess doesn't know. Never heard of him.
I'm going to flip the
Is that
script
really bad?
here.
Is my dad going to be disappointed
Oh,
in me
your
right
dad's going to be bummed, for sure.
Oh, no.
I want this to be competitive. I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go with Cros.
Okay.
I love that.
Thanks,
But
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, well, I'm not going to put my pick in there, so it like stays pretty neutral then. All right. Anyways, let's move to the top 5 moments of the day because there's a couple of great ones to break down here. Vorno, You got to start with Sawyer. She looked so in form today.
She did, and it was just one-way traffic for Sawyer. She just got out there, found 100 ways when there almost been nothing breaking in the heat before hers and the one before that. But when you're on, you're on. When you find it, you find it, and her form is really on point. I think she has to be one of the best surfers on tour in terms of like improvement. She's just on another planet this year. She looks so determined, you know, there's something steely going on there too.
Yeah, definitely. And then we had Tyler Wright just out there on the backhand. Tricky conditions. This was about as hard as it got during the day. The wind was up, the swell kind of backed down a little bit, but well, in a grindy one, she got it done. Takes out the #1 rated surfer.
I love that Tyler just got really hungry in this heat. You could see she really wanted the win. And Lulu, she was gutted, so we know she's going to come back swinging over in El Salvador. There was a couple of big upsets today, but in the first heat of the day, Yago really set the standard here, Vorno.
This was amazing. What a way to start, you know, an epic day of surfing. And it did get a little grindy on low tide, but look at this. I mean, there was so much enjoyment for the crew who came down to watch the New Zealand Pro today, and Yago put on a show. World title flex with just every single move in the book. Larry's, drop wallets, like punching through the lip, air revs, just the big rail turns, down the line speed. Look at it, man. That's just Formula One grunt. And he is just looking deadly. I mean, all the Brazilian goofies have been looking so incredible in this event. And probably the best backsider has been the Brazilian as well, Filipe Toledo. But that was an amazing way to start the day.
Yeah, that was really a world title performance, you know, a world champion style of performance there, totally on point.
Coming in at #2, Carissa Moore in some fun conditions this afternoon here, Rich.
Yeah, Carissa just with this afternoon glass off, Riss just really started to stamp her authority here. And unfortunately for Lakey Peterson, was sort of just left wanting in terms of swell wave choice. But Riss surfing this one all the way down to my little peak, which I haven't even surfed yet, by the way, but we'll get there.
She was so good. I felt like we were privileged to be here to witness that. You know, it had that feel about it, like perfect conditions, flawless canvas, and Riss just turn off.
It felt like Steph at Snapper. And coming in at #1, it's the matchup between Jack and Kauli. I mean, Kauli had a 9 and still lost because this guy was in such good form here, Rich.
Yeah, I love this. This is in the running for the heat of the, well, possibly the heat of the year so far, just in how these guys were both on. Really taking to these left-handers here. The gold medalist Olympian Kauli Vaast. Just beautiful surfing, so strong. We just know all that power in the lower body, man. He was so connected, but Jack just got a couple of gems and just was in full zen mode. And when he gets this feeling, when he starts to get those post-heat interviews and he's got that demeanour about him, you know that he means business, and you kind of feel like Jack is back on track here. It was a seesawing battle. They were both on land. Kauli got the jump, and then Jack had a score drop in. It was just a lot of emotion flying around. Cool to see.
I really love how Jeremy and Kauli had the exact same reaction to him not getting the score too. They both bent over and said a word that I will not say on live broadcast, but those guys...
Fudge.
Fiddlesticks. But those guys, even though Kauli got knocked, it just felt like he's got an edge where it's going to come for Kauli. Obviously, he had a great result over at Snapper, but he's surfing so good, Vorno.
Yeah, just nuclear glutes. That guy's legs and the muscle that he's got in that lower half of his body it's a sight to behold, really, especially when he starts unleashing on walls like that. And I think this guy is world title material at some point. Like, he looks so ready for this sort of elite level.
Yep.
I could not agree more. I really can't. And I'm excited to see what that next round brings for the men's, what the women's quarterfinal looks like. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to have a call at 7:15 a.m. But other than that, that's a wrap from us. You guys get to enjoy some highlights of day #2, and we'll see New Zealand bright and early in the morning.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.